from this computer. All right, so what I'm going to do today, I wanted to welcome everybody. This is our first, let me just mute everybody out. We'll have, some open house a little bit later on tonight because I do want to open it up for questions, but that can be a little bit of a rabbit trail. And so there could be a point of time at which I limit the questions. Hold on, Paul, I'm going to mute you out. But I want to focus tonight on a couple of things. So hold on, let me pin my video. And so first of all, I think everybody here knows me. You might not. I mean, we just sent a text message out. This is very last minute. We literally just opened up the registrations for the Quantum Club today. And so we've had today, I'll show you. Hold on. I'll show you how many people come in. It's something like 250. I mean, I've not emailed any gigantic list or anything like this. Hold on just a second. I think that it is here. Yeah, so we've had 248 members that have come in now, and this is like since last night. So I signed up 90 people today. This is very easy to sign people up into. So one of the biggest things I can do in this is just encourage you in the sense that this is just very, very, very easy to sign people up into. It doesn't really take a lot of work. It doesn't take a tremendous amount of time. It's very simple because obviously it's free to join. The system itself is very simple to use. You have your link right here in the members area. You could just copy this. And if you want to track your clicks on your link so you know where signups come from, all you got to do is paste your link and then put like Facebook, for example. Heck, hold on, I got to add some people in here. Give me a second. Welcome, whoever just joined us. So in any case, you can just add a little /Facebook at the end of the link, and then that makes it to where when you click on your signups, here you can see. I got to turn away from that. It's got people's contact information. So in any case, I apologize about that. You can see where your signups came from. System's very easy to use, very easy to get out. Actually, so today I'm going to do a little training on how to sponsor people on Facebook. But before I get into that, first of all, I want to congratulate everybody for being here, and I wanted to do just kind of a little bit of an overview on the game plan here, okay? And I might cover this again a little bit later because we do have people, kind of coming on at random times because we didn't send any emails. We just sent a push notification and a text message out. The only notification really people had was that we have a live call Thursday at 9 p.m. Actually, the only reason we're doing a call today is because I put this in the members area. And so I was like, well, we have to do a call because I have this back here. And so we don't actually have a link back here. So I just texted it out. So if you respond to the text, here you are, right? So you are in the right place at the right time with the right group of people. Let me do a stop the share here. And I'm going to do a whiteboard share. Mick, welcome on. And then we're going to do some congratulations and we're going to do all sorts of stuff. So the first thing I want to do is I want to pull out the whiteboard. I actually prefer to draw on a whiteboard, but this will work well for tonight. And I just want to go over some basic stuff about what the Quantum Club is going to be because it really is vague in the members area. I mean, you probably notice how vague it is. The reason it's vague is because, hold on, I can't let this person in. All right, so the reason it's vague is because this system is not designed to sell any products. The system is designed as a pre-launch funnel, and that's it, okay? It's designed to bring people in who bring other people in, and there's no products being sold back here. In fact, the only thing that we'll probably have for sale between the now and the end of January, we'll have a co-op. That is actually live right now. But I want to wait a little bit to send that out. We have a co-op that you're going to be able to join where we're going to create some viral attention on TikTok, particularly. And then when the product comes out, obviously people will be able to buy the product and people will be able to also participate in product sales co-ops that we'll already have fine-tuned because we're fine-tuning the sales engine on the product side anyways, okay? So really quick here, let me describe kind of what is the Quantum Club and what are we doing and why we're doing it this way. And to do it, I have to, this is really, actually, I think I can move this, hold on. It keeps popping yeah, I can move that. All right, cool. So the Quantum Club, I ramble sometimes, you know what I mean? This is not scripted, but this is planned and I'm going to get you some information. It's going to get a little bit better every week. And particularly as we start gearing up towards the official launch, there's going to be a lot of exciting announcements and things happening every week, okay? So Quantum Club is a affiliate company. That's what it is, right? Now, this is the way that this came to be. So my best friend in Costa Rica is a guy named Alan. Alan will I'm sure pop on some of the affiliate things, but Alan is more of an infrastructure type person, so he's going to be running operations. He's the one that's going to be running the high ticket sales teams that are going to be working with us to help everybody here make really a lot of money. And I met him actually in church. So this guy walked in to church with a very beautiful fiance, and I walked up, I said hello, I introduced myself to both of them, and I figured he was probably rich because his fiance at the time, now wife, was very beautiful. And I was like, hey, how you doing? I'm Dave. And talked to him for 5 or 10 minutes. I found out we know a lot of the same people and we're connected to all the same circles in internet marketing. He had just kind of moved out into Costa Rica. He's half Costa Rican, half American. And Alan is an expert in high ticket sales, right? So, his company this year, he had a company, we're talking outside of what we're doing here with Quantum Club, that, they did 8 million in sales just, doing high ticket. He runs traffic and has phone closers and sells customers. He doesn't actually do biz op marketing, and he doesn't do network marketing. This is actually something that's kind of new to him. Right. So this is not his world that he's accustomed to. So what he does, it's a little bit different than how I've always come up with ideas, is he's always looking for like, well, what's something that is really, really working well? Hold on, I got to shut this down in the background here. How do I turn my whiteboard back on? Now, here we go. He's like, what's something that's really working well already, right? And then how can we model that? So he's been looking at just different businesses and what's been working real well. And in that process, we found a high ticket offer that was doing millions and millions of dollars a month in sales. And so he brought this to me and he was like, David, do you think you can build an affiliate program for this? Because he knows what I did with, my company, which is a lot of you knew about it. And we did $200 million in sales in that company. And I'm not going to mention it just because I want to keep the past separate from the future. Okay. We did a lot of great things. We've had some blunders. We've had, stuff's happened, right? But we built some really great teams with a lot of people. Okay. At one point I had 500,000 people on my team. I think the most active people we ever had was 80 or 90,000 active customers, but it's a lot. I mean, we were doing events with 6,000 people and things like this, right? So he knows what I can do with affiliate stuff, and he doesn't really know how to do that. It's not his specialty, and he knows how to do back end, infrastructure, high ticket sales, which requires a lot of moving parts, product delivery, and things like that. So he says, well, why don't we bring these together? And that's kind of the birth of what created this affiliate organization, which is the Quantum Club. Okay, so a couple of things that we are not. We are not like a low ticket, MLM thing out there. Now, there's nothing wrong with low ticket MLM things. I kind of tease and poke fun at them a little bit in the welcome video. But the reason is because when they zig, you zag, right? It's there's actually nothing wrong with any of these business opportunities. You can make money in a lot of them. It just takes a really large group of people in a very long time. I've done it. I mean, I've made money from that stuff. And, if you go out there and you have to get 10,000 people to make $10,000 a month, right? It's really hard to build a living and create a massive change in your life. And I just always think that it's better to get rich fast than slow. If you want to get rich, there's no sense in taking forever to get rich. The slow way of getting rich is got its own merit to it. And there's sense definitely in building your assets properly and consulting good advisors and things like this. But if you're going to get rich, it makes a lot more sense to make $1 million in 2 years or 3 than it does to make $1 million in 30, because then you've got the $1 million to enjoy for 30, right? And you can invest it. And if you just take $1 million and invest it, at normal market rates, and not even including the stuff that we're going to be, giving you access to at the Quantum Club, but like, you can live, if you've got a few $1 million, you can live extremely well and never work again for the rest of your life. So it's a lot easier. What are we then? We are going to be a high ticket, I capitalized it, right? A high ticket home business, right? So this is a high ticket home business, really. I mean, you could have an office if you wanted to, just most people really don't want to have an office, right? Who are around this kind of space. So high ticket. And that means that the products that we're going to be selling is going to be, think close to multiple five figures, $15,000, $20,000 offers. Right now, actually, it could be 20. And then the lowest it would ever go would be like 15,000, right? That'd be like the low on the low end. And so high ticket offers, they work a little bit different, right? So I need to do a little bit of advanced education here. And the reason I do is because I got to prepare you for when we actually are going to open up and launch, because right now we're just doing a free affiliate registration. And when we launch, the system you have now, the back office you have now, the structure of what people go through is going to shift to accommodate the entire business model. And that system that we're going to put together to help you to really be able to profit from that, it's going to take a month to put together, right? That's why we say we're in pre-launch right now, because right now we're not selling high ticket. Right now we're putting together the affiliate system and the team in order to go out there and make a big splash, right? So high ticket is a couple things: higher cost, higher quality clients, in the sense that, I mean, everybody has quality in their own regard, right? I'm not somebody that comes and thinks, I don't think rich people are better than poor people at everything, but they are better at making money, right? What I mean by high quality is that they're people that generally have their life together, are the people that are going to be attracted to a higher cost product. Because if somebody works, as a dishwasher, in the back of a restaurant, God bless their heart, that's awesome, but they're probably not going to be able to afford buying, something for $20,000, right? So that's just not going to happen. So high ticket, it's going to attract somebody with more money to spend, more disposable income. And I've always liked high ticket business models. The only thing is that I don't like most of them that I see on the internet, because most high ticket business models are not giving high ticket value, right? And this is the disconnect. And so what happens is, you see this all the time, is you see, essentially pyramids, if this makes sense. So you see, somebody launching a high ticket product, and the truth is nobody would ever buy that product that these people are selling, right? They would never buy it. They're only buying it because they want to make money selling it. And so that's why they're buying the product, right? And that's the normal way that high ticket businesses are operated in our space, right? The products just are not worth what people are charging for. Well, the only way you can really argue that your product has got its own independent value, the litmus test of a business is, are people buying this product anyways, without a business opportunity, right? Now, there's not real, that kind of lowers it, because there's not an infinite amount of really great high ticket businesses, right? There's some. I mean, I'll give you some examples of normal ones. Like a car would be a high ticket purchase. A house would be a high ticket purchase. You go buy a Tesla, the highest, the Tesla you can get, I think, is, the new Cybertruck Elon Musk come out with, I think it's $90,000 or something like that. Hey, my friend Tom just came on, right? So high ticket is great if you have high ticket value. If you don't have high ticket value, meaning that you have a product that nobody would buy in a million years, right? Then if you don't have high ticket value, then your high ticket business is essentially going to end up being just a pyramid scheme, right? So we are not in that category. And the reason we can say we're not is because the product that we're going to be selling is selling $5 million a month without this. So we don't need the affiliates to go out there and make the sales. We're essentially bringing an opportunity where the affiliates can participate in the sales process, right? Now, there's a lot of advantages to a high ticket business model that you don't really have in a low ticket home business, right? And what are some advantages, right? And there's advantages to low ticket home businesses too. I'm very fair. I was talking to one of my friends, Cedric, earlier today. You might know Cedric Harris. We were just on a conversation. And he's like, I really like talking to you because you're not really like too hypey about this. And I'm like, there's no point. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? There's advantages to high ticket. There's advantages to low ticket, right? So I'll give you some of the advantages to high ticket over low ticket, particularly. And then I'm going to get into some Facebook recruiting tactics. It's very easy to recruit on Facebook. That's not going to really take a lot of time. I brought in 90 people today, and I'll show you how I did it. It's very simple. And I would have brought in about 400 people, but Facebook throttled my account. So I'll show you how to lessen that a little bit as well, because I kind of learned a little bit of a lesson that I learned a long time ago and just kind of remembered today, right? I got throttled, and so I actually came up with a way to work around the throttle and bring in people anyway, even though I can't send anybody messages, right, for another day or something like that, I think. So what are some of the advantages of high ticket business? Okay, so one advantage is you get high high caliber business clients, right? What do I mean by high caliber business clients? People who have money to buy stuff are better clients generally that complain less. Okay, it's just true, right? This is totally counterintuitive, but if somebody buys something from you for $50,000, they complain a lot less than somebody who buys something from you for $20. It just, anybody here who has sold high ticket stuff, you know that what I'm saying is the truth. A $50,000 client who gives you 50 grand complains less than somebody who gives you 20 bucks a month or 50 bucks a month, right? So you get high caliber business clients. That's one advantage. Another advantage is to high caliber business is you get high ticket commissions, right? I think Howard Davis is having a hard time staying on here. High ticket commissions, right? So high ticket commissions, we're talking, commissions in the multiple thousands of dollars, when you're making sales, right? And so the high ticket commissions, they just build a lot more quick if you've got a great model than lower ticket commissions. You say, well, why is that? What's the difference, right? Well, the difference is how many $100 per month memberships do you need to sell in order to make $15,000, right? 150. There's quick math in the brain there, right? You sell 150, right? Well, you do $15,000 in sales in one sale of a $15,000 client. Now, counterintuitively, sometimes it is just as easy to sell something for $15,000 as it is to sell something for $50, right? Now, that's not always true, but it is true actually a great deal of the time. I mean, look at how much sales Tesla does every time they launch a new truck. I mean, they just came up with the Cybertruck. I don't even remember how many of those things they sold. What they sell, 50,000 of them or something crazy? Don't quote me because I'm just making stuff up, but it was a lot, right? And people, they're not even delivered yet, right? So in any case, high ticket products equals high caliber business clients equals high ticket commissions, right? So you have people that complain less and you earn commissions way faster. So on a lot less people, you can make a lot more money, right? That's basically why you're doing business anyway. And let's face it, business is awesome because it gives us something to do, and we all need something fantastic to do. But if it wasn't for making money part, if we wanted to do something, we would probably, I mean, I don't know what we would do. Yoga, martial arts, play in the woods. I mean, I don't know, but we wouldn't be doing this. I mean, you're in a business to make money. Let's not deceive ourselves, right? That's why we're here. We want to profit, right? We're not in a business to just, pass motivation around for free, right? Yeah, it's fine to get motivation. Motivation is fantastic, but that's not actually why you're in business, even though you need motivation in business. Why you're in business is you want to make commissions and you want to make money, so you can take that and you could purchase with the money more of your time and life, right? So you can take if you had $1 million, let me just ask you this, because this is a good question, right? If you had $1 million cash, in your bank account right now, and let's say you don't have $1 million now, if you do, as if you have like, well, I have 10 million. It's like, okay, now just imagine if you had 100, right? All right, so whatever you've got, imagine it 10 or 100 times bigger. If you had $1 million in your bank account, what in your life would change? Go ahead and write in the comments. I mean, comment in here, like, what would change with $1 million that you don't have right now, right? What would change? I'm curious as to what you'd say. Actually, I've been talking with no feedback, right? So hold on a second, Brian Davis. I got to let him in. Let's see. Don't be shy. Feel free to say hello in the comments. There's nothing for sale tonight. You know what I mean? It would be great to have your participation. A lot, yeah, a lot would. You'd quit my job. I imagine that means quit my job, right? So a lot would change. But what are some specific things that would change, right? Would you drive a different car? Would you just pay off your bills? Less stress, right? I could stop being homeless. Reginald, that'd be fantastic. I've also been homeless. And so, there's other people on here who have been homeless and then later had a lot of money. So you could stop being homeless definitely if you had $1 million, right? So, I mean, $1 million can change a lot. And the fact is that you're in business, you can hire a tutor and spend life traveling, help others most importantly, right? Okay, great. You can help other people. What else could you do with $1 million, right? Be thinking as we're going through this, well, what could I actually do with $1 million? Because if we could think about, well, what would I do with $1 million? You're a lot more likely to think of ideas of how you could make $1 million, right? If that makes sense. So in any case, these are some advantages of high ticket. Another advantage of high ticket is because money comes big and fast, right? Make 10 million with $1 million, right? It's another advantage. I could do more for church and charity, right? Dr. B, right? No debt, own everything, no mortgage, Mariana, right? So you could do a lot if you have $1 million or 10 million or 20 million, right? And so, and I'm just telling you something, okay? I've never had $100 million to my name or something like that. I mean, I think the most that was ever in the accounts was probably like we had probably 7 million in one account and then 1 million in another or something like this. But the reality is that I know from my experience that if you can make $10,000 a year, you can make $1 million a year. Because I've done both, right? And it's just a lot of this is shifting what you do as much as what you think. Because I was talking to a guy, let me just share this, okay? And then let's move on to here. Because a lot of this, if we get this psychology about what we're doing right, you're going to understand this business a lot better. You're going to be able to succeed a lot better. You're going to feel good about what you're doing a lot more. And if you feel good about what you're doing, you're going to do it more. You're going to prosper bigger. You're going to feel better about yourself and others, right? So I was talking to this friend of mine. He owns a store down here in Costa Rica, and he does like cell phone repair, right? And I was talking to him, and he's looking for a job because his business really doesn't make a lot of money. I mean, we're talking 600 to 800 bucks a month, something like this. And I said, well, you know what your business is? You know what the problem is? And he says, well, what's that? It was really interesting. I said, no matter what you do in that business, no matter how you change it up, that business can never make you any significant amount of money, and it takes all of your time. Like, no matter how good he gets, it's not even possible to be a millionaire doing the business that he does. I mean, maybe in some weird alternative universe where he sets up 1 million franchises or something like this. But really, this business is a business that can make him, if he really optimized it, maybe he could make a few $1,000s a month, right? So if your business, if your life cannot, under any circumstances whatsoever, ever for the next 1 million years, make you a millionaire, well, that's something to look into, because no matter what you do, right, you cannot be rich doing what you're doing in that job or profession, right? Now, that's not insulting anybody's job or profession. It's not saying don't go to school or anything like that. I used to say that. I actually don't think that's good advice, right? I think it's good for people to go to school. But the reality is that if you, in your current work and job, you could never in 1 million years make $1 million, or maybe it would take you 30 years, but by the time you've made it, you've spent twice that, which is the case for most of the time, right? Then, and you want to make $1 million, well, maybe it's time to add an additional income stream, change stuff up, add a new philosophy, change your philosophy, maybe get your head into the books a little bit and figure out how to do something that can make you 10 million, 5 million, 15 million, $20 million or something like this over the next few years, right? And let me tell you this, there's a lot of things you can do to make a lot of money. Now, high ticket is just something that scales better. So what this means is, because the products cost more and they pay more commissions, we can pay for more stuff like phone sales people, right? Now, I think I'm going to shut my window here because I got this giant window open and it's just very windy. If you hear the wind, just pay more attention, right? So I'm in Costa Rica, and I don't have the best light here where I'm at right now, but whatever. These are some of my books. I like to read a lot. If you guys don't know me, I read about 20 books a month, right? So in any case, phone sales people, right? It's great learning how to sell on the phone, but it's even greater having somebody sell on the phone for you, right? Even if you can sell it, still is better having other people do it for you. It's always fun to sell once you know how to sell, because once you know how to sell, there's nothing quite like closing a sale and getting somebody, like, from a skeptic to somebody who's given you $10,000 or $20,000. It's a fantastic feeling if you've never done it. So it's good to learn to sell, obviously, but having phone sales people doing sales for you is better. So at the Quantum Club, we're going to have phone sales processes in place for leads that direct people and help present and close the sale. And there's a lot of reasons where we're doing this. One of them is compliance. Because they're high ticket products, we want to make sure that the product is presented properly to people when they purchase it, right? And we know that new affiliates in particular who have never done what we're doing can make all sorts of wild claims. And if the customers are going through our sales process, then we ensure that everybody has the same kind of quality, quality, low pressure environment where we can really foster a person making a high ticket decision, right? Because a high ticket decision requires a different process than a low ticket decision. That is something different about it, right? So you can have phone salespeople, and if you have phone salespeople, what does this do? This can actually increase sales conversions. A lot of times, even you can get sales conversions just as high or higher than low ticket sales, right? Because you can afford the salespeople. See, on a low ticket product, the problem is, even if you have a great salesperson and the product is easy to sell, nobody who's a good salesperson ever wants to get on the phone and make a $20 sale, right? That is not something that you want to do if you are a salesperson and you know how to sell. Trust me, I don't want to do that. Do you want to get on the phone and make a $2 commission, or would you rather make a $2,000 or $3,000 commission? I mean, what would you rather do, right? So you get the better salespeople because they can earn more money too. So not only are we going to help the affiliates make money, but our salespeople who are doing phone sales, they are going to make a lot of money too. So everybody gets to win kind of at a bigger level, right? Well, because there's a lot more money, the business can scale, right? So this means that the business can scale. You can pay basically to acquire more customers, right? So right now, for example, this is doing about on the total cost of the product versus the amount that we're spending on the traffic, it's doing about 10x on the purchase price to the cost of traffic, right? Which leaves a lot of room because obviously not all of that is profit, and we have our actual product, so this is not something that's paying 100% commissions, right? About a third of the purchase price with this will be available for commissions, right? And if we can increase it at some point, we can increase it at some point, but it'll be a third, right? And all of that third will get paid out in a comp plan that we'll kind of go over later. But we've got different elements to it that are important. One element is the power line. We've got a matrix that's going to be there. So there is advantage for people getting in early, right? None of this is in place in the back office right now. I'm just telling you this is how things will be ordered based on the order that people come in. There is an advantage to getting in early, right? So there's going to be a single line. You will earn money from that. So you will earn some money. Is if you once you qualify for earning commissions, you will earn some money from the people that come in after you. There will be money that will be earned from a matrix. And then the majority of the money is revolving around the production of the sale, right? Because we want to reward people who are making a lot of sales and make sure they have enough money that if people are doing things like running traffic, right, that they can earn a profit on their traffic, right? That's important, right? Because we have a model that can scale traffic, if that makes sense. So there's a lot you can do with a high ticket business that you cannot do with a low ticket business. That if you've ever done really well in low ticket businesses, you've never even had the opportunity to do what we're talking about, because low ticket businesses cannot do these things, right? You cannot have high caliber salespeople making sales on the phone for a $20 thing. They won't do it, right? There's no sense in them doing it. They can make $200,000 a year doing something else, right? So does this make sense? So this is essentially what we're doing. You say, well, what is the product going to be? I'm going to give you some clues, and I've got to be a little careful on this for a variety of reasons, right? One is I don't want people making claims that they shouldn't be making, because we got to be careful with that. But the next one is because we want to do a big reveal, okay? So when we come out, maybe I'm aiming for the end of January, but if we need to push that date back in order to do quality a couple weeks or whatever, we'll let you know in advance. So from now until then, we're going to have co-ops you can participate in. We do actually have one that's there right now, but I'm not comfortable yet sending out that link until I organize a couple more details on that, and then we'll send that co-op out and you can participate on that. We're going to have a co-op that's revolving around TikTok in order to recruit more affiliates. That's based around what Andrew Tate has done and some other big influencers to build really big communities very quickly. Okay, so that'll be available that you can participate in. That'll help us recruit a lot of affiliates. So right now it's kind of we're recruiting affiliates is what we're doing, right? We're not in this webinar or the next webinar until our system is released. We're not comfortable just sending everybody to buy the product, because we want to have all the commission engine integrated in the proper way to the Salesforce and everything. And this does take a little bit of time. So what I did is I came out and I was like, well, I want to give people something to get excited about. Let's do a pre-launch before we get that finished. And I got an okay from the partners I have and everything like that. So now we're doing a pre-launch, and that's why we're in pre-launch rather than waiting until we've got everything in place. The advantage of pre-launch is this is what we can do. So I'm going to put this over here. I'll just say advantage of pre-launch, right? So you kind of understand if you've never been in a pre-launch before. Number one, you'll never get this time back. Now, I'm not saying that Quantum Club is going to be a $1 billion company or anything like this. It could be, maybe, right? But I think that we'll do 100 million in sales for sure. And we might turn into something that does multiple hundreds of millions of dollars in sales, right? I believe that we'll do $100 million in sales just because how well the product is doing, right? So if we do 100 million in sales and we pay out a third, we got 35 million to pay out. If we do 200 million in sales, we pay out a third, we got 70 million to pay out. A lot of people are going to make a lot of money. There'll be many millions of dollars earned, right? And that gives us the flexibility as well to hire salespeople and everything like this. So the pre-launch is you'll never get this time back. It's easy to bring people in, right? Because it's very simple. You just join, it's free. You get other people to join for free. Join, grab your links and send them out and get people to register. Like I have like virtually 100% sign up rate, you know, with this process, right? Now I have the advantage of people know me and things like this, but even if you don't know me, virtually everyone will sign up for this because ultimately at the end of the day, it's free, right? I mean, it doesn't cost them anything. And all you do when you're telling people to sign up, you just say, hey, go through this, a lock in a spot. Let me know when you've been through the new member orientation process. You want people to go through that because we want people to confirm their email, confirm their phone. It gets rid of junk accounts, right? There's a reason why we have that process. We know there has been some funk with the phone verifications. So if you can't get your phone verified at the end of the day, just complete the rest of the steps. You still grab your link and everything, but we prefer people to turn on notifications. We prefer people to connect their phone. This validates their accounts. It also makes it to where we have the ability to call people. We have the ability to connect with people, and we have the ability to build better culture because we're more connected with the people than just through email. Because you know as well as I know, we're not very connected to email, right? So it's easy to bring people in, okay? What we're doing is very simple, right? And it's just basic, right? Like I brought people in and then I say, they're like, great, I'm in. And I say, okay, great. Now what you want to do is just go through the new member orientation and then, oh, I'm running out of batteries. Hold on just 1 second here. I'm glad I saw that right now. End the webinar before I get to the point, right? In any case, what we're doing very simple. I say, all right, now go through the orientation, go through all the steps, make sure to complete them all, and then message me when you're done. And then they message me done. I've had some people message, hey, I've had a hard time getting the text message, right? And we fixed most of that. And we're working on a better interface for that because we do want to verify people's phone numbers. It's important to the community communication. Particularly long term. It's just a much better community, much better list that we're gonna get higher quality people, right? Google confirms the phone, Facebook does this. I mean, they confirm phone with SMS, big companies do this and it's not a problem, right? So we want to confirm people, and we also have this really cool process built into that. But we're still messing it where we have an artificial intelligence salesperson that calls people when they're done with that process. And I don't think this was turned on today. And the artificial intelligence person asks people a bunch of questions and directs them towards the co-op, right? It's really actually kind of cool. It's like it actually kind of sounds like you're really talking to a person, but it's not a person. It's an AI voice connected to ChatGPT making phone calls for us. It's awesome, right? We'll have real salespeople doing the actual sales, but this is just something to make the community cooler, right? So what we're doing is very simple. Just get in, get other people in, right? And so I tell them to go through the orientation. They go through it. They say, great, I went to the orientation. I say, great, now make your first Facebook post, right? Grab some of the swipe copy that's in the members area. Click on swipe, right? Make your Facebook post. And then when people respond, start responding back as those responses are coming in and get people the information. I'm going to show you how to do that a little bit later. This is basically all I did today. And if Facebook didn't throttle me, and I'll show you how to slow down the throttling a little bit because I did figure it out and how to work around it if that happens to you. Like if you have a lot of influence, maybe 500 people will respond to a post. And if 500 people respond and you try to respond to all those people, Facebook might throttle you after you respond to 30 or 50 people and give them a link. And then you won't be able to send messages for another day or two, you know, sometimes longer, right? So you got to be a little careful with how you do this because I did get throttled big time today. And I would have stopped if I hadn't gotten throttled, I would have brought in 400 people by now. You know, the only reason I only brought in 90 people today is because I was throttled all day on Facebook and it took me a couple hours to figure out how to get around it. And I'll show you how I did that. Okay. So, all right. What we're doing is very simple, right? And we do have hype on our side because people can get in early and they have the ability to get in a special spot, right? Where a whole bunch of people are going to be placed after them. And that's really valuable. It's like valuable real estate that you can't get back at any time. So there's a lot more advantages of pre-launch that we can go over. People just they like pre-launches. What's the goal of pre-launch though? It's really simple. To bring in a minimum of 10,000 affiliates, right? But before we officially open the doors, a minimum. Now I'd prefer to do like 50, and there is a way we could do like 50. Because remember, this is free. This is not rocket science. It's pretty easy for people to join, right? It's really like maybe a more complicated capture page. It's like a Facebook registration page that we got. The goal is to bring in, right, 10,000 people minimum to 50,000 affiliates by the time we launch, so that when we launch, we have a big base of people that can come in and create a lot of sales volume fast, right? Now, not everybody who comes in as affiliate is going to buy the products that, we're going to sell, and they're not required to, okay? They can qualify into the commissions from making a sale, or it's fine, right? So they're not required to buy our product to make it. We're not doing this pay-to-play nonsense, okay? Because it's not, there's legal issues with it as well, so we're not doing that. But if we bring in that many people, you better believe we'll come out of the gate and we'll do $2, $3, $4 million in 10 to 15 days, right? And then what'll happen is that we'll start having like big payouts. Now I'm not getting into all the details of how all the payouts are going to work and things like this right now, because we're building all this stuff. I've built engines like this before. I know how long it takes, and it's just better to do a big reveal and to show it to you, right? And so that way, I'm not promising anything that we don't do or mixing anything up, because I'm not a coder, and it's very easy to mix things up, right? So that's the goal, is to bring in 10,000 to 50,000 people. Now, how are we going to do that? A few different ways, okay? So we have social media, right? Through Facebook, which is really what this webinar is about today, is like, okay, let's talk about how to bring people in on Facebook, right? Facebook is really simple if you know what to do, and if you mess it up, nobody will talk to you, right? And I've been on Facebook right, and I've done Facebook wrong. Believe you me, I've done all of it. And so I know from the slaps and stuff like that I've gotten from, being an idiot, let's just be real, that you can do Facebook right and wrong. Now, I'm not talking right now about ads. If you want to run ads and you know how to run ads, feel free to run ads. We are going to do co-ops again, right? We already have people like Mac, who's the #1 recruiter. He's, because I'm not including myself in any of these figures or stats or competitions or anything. I'm not doing that anymore. So Mac, he's #1 right now. And he brought in all his people on Facebook. He's got solo ads going out tomorrow and things like this. And so already we've got people doing solo ads and stuff, because Mac, he understands the power of high ticket as well, right? So social media, right? You have, Facebook. So what do you do on Facebook? You got to get people asking you, right? That is the key, right? You got to get people asking you. If people do not ask you, if you are manually approaching them and just spamming them, essentially, right, you're going to drive people away. If people ask you, right, and you just handle it correctly when they ask you, right, you got to get people asking you. That's the key to basically doing Facebook. And this is so simple. This is going to be like a 5-minute training. Okay. I just want to get some background stuff out of the way. And there's one more thing I want to cover, which is a little bit about the product and the stuff that we're going to get into. So if I do forget that, which I have a tendency to say, I'm going to say something and then I leave it in mystery from an open loop, but that's actually just my bad memory, right? Remind me to talk a little bit about it. Okay. A little bit later on. Okay. So you got to get people asking you. Okay. So what do? This is to get people to asking you, you've got to have some kind of pull with people, okay? Because otherwise people won't ask you, right? Now, if you don't have pull can be developed very quickly, right? How do you develop pull? You develop pull by giving value, right? So this is dependent on you consistently showing up and sharing things with people that they're interested in, to the point where they're actually paying attention to you as somebody who is giving useful, relevant information. Okay. And the next thing is you want to connect, right, to the leaders, right? So for example, find the top 100 most influential people in MLM, right? Go find them, right? Yeah. This is right, Andre, right? So find the 100 people that are the most influential people in MLM. And if they'll add you as a friend, add them as a friend, and a lot of them will. And if they won't, follow them and then interact and engage with their posts. And when somebody interacts or engages with you who's also connected in that industry, for example, this is just MLM. You could do this with affiliate marketing. You could do this with personal development. You could do this with anything. You want to follow the influential people, right? And then start interacting with them quite frequently. And pretty soon, all these influential people will just be interacting with you because you're giving them value. And then just show up and just give value from time to time. And if you don't know what value to give, go ask ChatGPT. For heaven's sakes. I mean, AI is free. It's not hard to go figure out how to get value. Connect with the leaders, right? And then in some kind of pattern, you make invite posts, right? So the invite posts that you have, right, are like, let me just show you to make sure that we're not making any mistakes in what I'm talking about here, right? I'll just go desktop, right? All right, so here, okay, you can click on swipe copy. We've got a couple of them back there, but really the best swipe copy, you're going to see it kind of as it's going live, right? So these posts work. This post worked really well for me. I got 400 comments in response to this, right? Now, I haven't even followed up with them because Facebook blocked me and I didn't have my funnel route. So this was a test post I made. I had 400 comments and I was like, oh, I got to build a system for this. It does work, right? And then I built this system and I was going to follow up with these people and I followed up with 30 of them today and they all got in, right? And then Facebook throttled my messaging and I was like, how do I get around that? That's frustrating, right? Because I have 370 more people to talk to, right? So if I go Facebook, right, I go to my account here, and if I go to my wall, I'll just show you some examples of this and what to do and what not to do. Hold on just one second. I won't spend a lot of time talking about what not to do. Just don't be a spammy idiot, and you're going to be on your way. Okay, and we all kind of can observe that. Okay. So David Wood, you got this. Oh, thank you, Steve. I don't know if you're on this. Okay, so this was an example of a post I did. I actually did this 2 days ago. Okay, and I got to follow up with 100% of these people. If you look at this, 499 people have commented on this, and I haven't followed up with a single one of these people, right? Because I've been following up with my older posts. Okay, so you could literally just take this post, maybe modify it for your personality a little bit. Be careful on doing it too much, right? You could literally take the photo or take a photo of your own page, and then you could post it, and you might not get 500 comments, but maybe you'd get 25 or 50, right? So link, this person's asking for the link, right? Now, I can't actually send these people a link, so I'm going to show you how I got around that. And the reason is because, ignore this person is a spammer, and you can't even see it when I click because I kind of blocked the spammers. I figured out how to block the spammers on my wall so they get grayed out, but their face still shows up for a bit, right? That's the kind of person you don't want to be, right? So this was the Say Me. You look at this, 479 comments, right? Now for me, if I would have followed up with these people right away, which I didn't because I didn't have a funnel, I would have literally brought in almost 100% of these people, right? So all you got to do is when he comes in, you hover over his name, click message, right? He says, join you in what? See, he's asking for the link. So it'll probably block me. I'll show you though what I do. Can you see this message? I've actually tried to send him a thing. He sees it says couldn't send. That means Facebook essentially has throttled me. Okay. Which it did because a whole bunch of people asked me information and I was responding to them super fast, copying and pasting my responses, and even though they asked for information, right, it won't work if you follow up with them, Kyle. They're my contacts, right? That's some of them might respond to that, but again, we're getting into the area of spamming. You want to go develop your own circle of influence so you can have 400 people respond on a post, right? So in any case, if that makes sense, right? So see, this says this throttled me, right? So this happened to me today, but you see, today is the only day that this has been live. I mean, this community went live today. We're already on a training, okay? So today we went live, and today I brought in before it throttled me. Well, actually, about half of these were before it throttled me, and the next half were after it throttled me, And this was all signed up on Facebook. I did send one email out to a very small group of people, and I did have a few signups from that as well. So I got a few signups from email, but it was a very small email, and that list just doesn't respond really that well anymore. So there's like a few signups that came in from that as well. Okay. So this is the way I made of getting around the Facebook post, right? And you could read this on my Facebook. Okay. So this is the post I made. Okay, I actually think the last post I made is going to get a little bit more responses, but this one, I was available to respond, so I was responding to people in real time, and I signed up. I probably signed up already about 30 people from this in the last 2 hours, right? Some are probably on here, and not all of them even got invites to this because we sent out the invite to get on here a couple hours ago. We don't have the email interface to where I can email the members yet. Tomorrow he's building that. So I can't even email the members and let all the members know that we're live, right? That's getting built tomorrow. So right now, all we had is the text message, right? So if you, I get skipped around somehow, right? If you look at this, what I did is I invented a 3-step process, which is significantly more difficult. And I told people to send me a personal message on Messenger asking for the link. Then after they've asked, I told them to comment. And then after they've commented, I told them to like the post. Okay. I told them to do 3 things in order for me to get the link. The reason I had them send me a Messenger message is because you just saw I'm not allowed to start Messenger conversations. But if somebody has, I told them to say I've asked for the link and actually message me on Messenger. If somebody has very recently sent me a message, I'll see if it lets me do it with Chuck Greenwood, right? Hold on a second here, Chuck Greenwood. Oh, here we go, right? So what happened is he said, can I get the link, please? Because he asked for the link, even though my account is throttled and I can't start new conversations, I sent him a response and said, can you see my reply? To get him to say yes. Okay. Now I got to go, hold on a second. I got to go get my link. Here we go. I'll just grab it from this guy here, right? So I go grab my link. This is the same link that I get from the members area, right? So you just grab this link, right? If you grab that link, though, you want to add something to it to say where the lead is coming from. So if I paste this link here, right? Let me show you, right? That's the link. I put Messenger, so I know that this person was signed up through Messenger when I get my sign up, if that makes sense, right? Then what I do is I take that. He said, yes, I can see the reply. And then I just do this. Okay. Hold on a second. And then I say, let me know if you can get in and when you're done with the new member orientation process. And I'll tell you what to do next. Now, this is an hour ago, so maybe I'm going to get throttle on this, but he already asked. See, so I already have a conversation going. So Facebook doesn't want to actually throttle my conversations. They want to prevent me from spamming. So I basically went back to Facebook and just got Facebook to do what I wanted, which is just, I got people to ask me, and then I just got them to confirm that, yes, I see the message, right? So you see Chuck Greenwood, I was able to send him a link, even though I'm throttled by Facebook, because Facebook doesn't throttle your post. They just throttle your messages most of the time, right? So there's a way to get around that. So actually, this is a better way to respond, right? Is somebody says, can I get the link, rather than just directly sending them the link right after they ask, because you're going to get throttled for that. If they say, hey, can I get the link, even in a post like I did before, where they were just asking, like they were saying link please in this post, right? All you do is, like the comment, hover over them, opens up a message, open up the message, and then you say, I'm going to get throttled here on this though, watch. This message, right? Just say, hey, can you see this message, right? See this one, you see how I can't send him a message because Facebook throttled me on that, right? So if I hadn't gotten throttled, this would have kept me from being throttled, because what gets you throttled is this. You have all these comments and you're just sending the links. And because you do that, people don't respond before you're sending them a link. And because there's no conversation, Facebook thinks you're spamming, even though you have permission from your wall, right? So it's better to go and get them to respond again, right? Just respond back to them and just say, hey, can you see the message? They say, yeah. Why, maybe? And you say, oh, well, sometimes Facebook tries to throttle me from sending the links. So here's the link, right? Because they already said yes, here's the link. And I just want to confirm that you can get in here, sign up, and tell me when you've gone through the new member orientation process, and I'll tell you what to do next. Right? And then when they say, what do I do next? You just tell them to make a Facebook post and start bringing people in. Right? Very easy, right? So this is one way. So let me go back now to do a new share. We'll go back to the whiteboard. All right, so social media, Facebook. Okay, the other way that we're going to bring a lot of people in is through like viral TikTok, right? So this is just the thing about TikTok, and really you can do this somewhat through, Reels, and, Tom Challen's on here, who's done 1 million, he's got like so many views on Reels. He's an expert on that, much more than I am, right? So the TikTok, the thing is you can get a bunch of like teenagers and stuff that got big followings reposting your stuff real easy. So this is actually what we're going to do with Co-op, is we're going to basically take funds and utilize it to incentivize a bunch of younger people who will work for very cheap to just post tons of lifestyle videos linking back to the site and rotate them depending on your shares in the Co-op. And I just actually went through a case study where somebody did this, and they put 50,000 people on a Discord server in 3 months without any real offer at all. They just had like a link to the Discord. You know what I mean? And so this is something where, we're going to do a viral TikTok. We're going to do this through a Co-op, right? And then once we start bringing people in through this manner, we'll have training on how to do this and how to bring TikTok out there, because you just get through so much exposure like this, right? So I'm not going to cover this right now, because tonight the action assignment, maybe we'll talk about this next week. Okay. Tonight the action assignment is very simple. It's just, if you haven't made a social media post, to make your first one. We got 27 people on here. Okay. So what I want to know, right, is I want to know who is going to go make right now your first post on Facebook. Just say yes in the comments. Done. Kyle's already done it, right? So we've already got one done. Okay, William did it. Okay, if you haven't done it, tell us you're going to do it, and just let me know if you're going to do it or not. I mean, signed up 6 already. Kyle, congratulations on signing up 6. Reginald, yes. All right, Paul Robinson, done already. Will, driving now. Yes, 3 already, right? Who else? Done. Barrett, Marine, will do. You're going to do it, all right? So, yeah, you can copy, literally, you're fine copying my posts and just pasting them. Now, Brian, keep your hand up, okay? I'm going to come to questions in just a minute. So keep your hand up and leave it there. It's fine. I'll bring you out when we get into questions, right? Because once we get into questions, it's going to be one after the other for a little bit, and I don't want to start that until we're ready. Okay, so we got done. All right, so here's the thing. Right now, what I want you to do, right, while this is going on, while we're talking, go make a post on Facebook, and feel free to just grab one of the swipes in the members area, paste it, and start following up with people like we talked about already. All right, great. Paul's done already. Dr. B done already. Boom. We do that. Everybody signs up 10 people. The goal is, in the next 24 hours, sign up your first 10 people. Okay? By the end of tomorrow, if we all sign up 10 people, there's another, we got 20-something people on here. There's another 250 people. We'll probably have another 500 people or 1,000 people coming tomorrow. Very easy. Okay. So again, this is easy. I've way too long of a training actually for how easy this was. Now, just very quickly. So very quickly, talk about what our product's going to be. We're going to be selling access to some investing software. Okay. That is getting people, it's been averaging for like the last 3 years, over 10% a month. Okay. So we can't, there's certain things we can't promise people. I'm not going to get into compliance stuff right now, because we are not at the spot. In our fast start training, when we launch our new system, we're going to have a compliance training in there that's very short. Okay. And I would refer people to that, because right now it really doesn't matter, because we're not selling anything. So what does a claim matter? I mean, it's like, we're not selling anything right now. We're just bringing people into a future opportunity, essentially, is what we're doing, right? So you getting in at a certain time locks you into a certain position. Now, to give you an idea, right? And we're not saying that certain numbers from the past will continue indefinitely, but if you could even earn 5% a month, for 10 years on a very low amount of money, go to a compound interest calculator and look at it. Now, we are not taking people's money to invest. We're not doing this, right? So we are not like saying, give us your money, we're going to invest it, and really running a Ponzi scheme like you see so often online. This is, people are making investments with their own brokerage accounts. Okay. Now we'll have a recommended broker where things are set up more easily for people. It's more integrated. But you could fundamentally, you're going to be able to use this with any brokerage, and it's your own funds, it's your own trading, and you'll be able to change the settings that we tell you are the settings that we recommend, because we recommend settings more on a low risk, right? But that'll all be in the product material. Okay, so that's actually what we're selling, and you just look at real professional grade investing software and how much people are paying for it. I know one, for example, that it's $150,000 a year as a license plus 30% of your trading volume just to use it. And it's a really famous one that's not really even producing that big returns. And actually, in some of the bigger banks, they require you to get involved in using algorithmic trading. They require you to have like $5 million to invest. You know what I mean? So we're bringing this essentially to people that they've got budgets, but not gigantic budgets. And that's going to be the product. I'm not going to tell you the name of the product even right now because it's private and you don't know about it. And this is something that's going on behind the scenes. The great thing about it, the market is just so gigantic for it, because you can run the biggest info marketing companies I know run traffic to investors, right? Agora Publishing, they're like the top of everything. There's so much traffic that you can run. It's insane, right? So get very excited about what we're doing, and the way that we're going to be building this is just going to reward you in a very unique way where you can get paid on a whole lot of people and also earn big upfront commissions. And we've got the teams that are going to be in place to be able to support the growth. So, okay. One last thing, and we're going to get into questions. A couple congratulations. I should have probably done this at the very beginning. Let me go to desktop, right? And we're going here. So I want to congratulate, let me just refresh and see who's on here. This is this month on the leaderboard, right? Let's see, 24 hours. Mac is number one in all the positions. So congratulations to Mac Mills on being number one. By the way, we are going to be running an affiliate competition. That's not going to be quite yet. It's going to be coming up. We'll make an announcement. Okay. And it'll be from the time we announce it, the time we announce it until the big reveal. Okay, is going to be duration of that competition. So there'll be some cash prizes and some things like this that you can win in the meantime as we're building the community, and we'll try to come up with other cool stuff that we can do to incentivize the community growth. We want to bring in a minimum of 10,000 people. Okay, so congratulations to, I'm going to go through the top 10, right? Congratulations to Mac Mills, David Miller, Mick Karshner, Aaron and Shara, Charles Lee, Suman Chandra Das, Mike Grady, John Regard, Barrett Menard, Corey Lamb, and everybody else who appears on here. I'll just read them off. There's only 20. Kyle Devin, Carlos Nastico, CO, Eric Melisa, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that. William Glover, congratulations. Lance Anderson, Pete Oddie, Sergio Urbina, Paul Rubenstein, Patty Peary, Andre Ramos, congratulations for earning your place on the leaderboards. Just continue to do that, continue to bring people in, and we'll show you to do bit by bit by bit by bit. That's done with the training site. We are going to take no more than 10 minutes for questions. Okay. I'm sorry that that's the amount of questions that I can take. Some of them I might not answer. I cannot promise you that I will answer your questions, but I did cover a lot of material tonight. So feel free to ask questions, and I'll let you know if I think the question is off track, but anything goes. So let me just stop the share. We got, I think Brian Davis was the first one. Raise your hand if you want to ask a question. I got to click on participants. Was it you, Brian, that had raised your hand?
Yeah, it was. Unfortunately, I think that my questions won't be able to be answered tonight, and I think they're already screened. I was gonna ask about the product. I've got an idea about the product, but now my questions are no longer applicable. But I'm excited, nevertheless, and intrigued. I have one question though that comes to mind. Is this a software that's being leased out, and Connect ownership is being acquired by the person that's purchasing?
Well, I mean, yeah, they're going to pay. They're going to pay there's a fee to buy it, and then there's going to be, this will all be covered in the sales material. So let me answer it, and then let me tell you what we're going to do. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a cost for the product, and then there's a monthly fee that is tied to the amount that somebody is trading. Okay. I don't have those fees, right? So, but it's not a percentage of their gains. It's like if they're trading a certain amount, they pay this much per month to use it. It's a flat fee per month based on the amount that they're trading. So that can go up, and that'll also be included into paying the.
Is that just a contract that you can like terminate the license if they don't make the payment, so that there's no actual like physical you holding on to their money within their own account? Or
Yeah, no, we can't hold on to their money. No.
Yeah, yeah.
If they
It's
stopped using the
completely-
product, it would stop trading, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Physical
no,
section.
we are not taking people's money for any reason. Actually, I might at some point want to make a brokerage. I mean, I've thought about that because it's just such a profitable business, but like not right now. No. Not right now do I want to do that. That's a headache that I do not want. I like
Yeah,
building people.
very slow.
Yeah. So and also then that ties it, right? So I don't want to be taking people's money, because then we could say we're not taking your money, you're trading your own money, right? So it gives us an advantage.
Nobody wants to sit down on that bench. It's too much exposure for me anyways. Yeah, cool. All right. Thanks so much, David. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate you. Any other questions? Anything is fine. I mean, we prefer it's related, you know.
Why'd you call it Quantum? What was the inspiration behind Quantum Club?
One of my best friends is this guy named do you know Darren Little?
Name sounds familiar, yeah.
So Darren Little is one of my best friends, right? I went through a rough period of my life once, and he was one of like the very few people that kind of stuck around me for that. And you know, he's always talking about the universe and making money from the universe from, you know, quantum physics and stuff like this. And so I just kind of like the name. And this is not tied to any current brand that is in the marketplace with the word quantum in it. Just so you know, somebody did ask that earlier today. Is there like, is this related to this quantum company? And I was like, no, it's not.
That's where my brain was going. I said that's where my brain was going, which is why my
no, it's not. It is not. Yeah, there's a company with the word quantum in it that is selling bots, and this is not that company or related to it or connected to it in any way. So I literally I went to ChatGPT and I brainstormed a bunch of names. I had ChatGPT brainstorm a bunch of names with the word quantum in it, and then I took those names and I put them in a bulk search on GoDaddy to see what I could get for the .ai domain, and then, you know, this one I liked and it was available. So, you know, we landed on that because Quantum Club is good because it fits into this idea that we're like a club, we're like a unique, you know, we're like a unique group of people that come together, and quantum is like, it's like this idea that, you know, we don't actually know if this is quantum physics, but I'm very interested in manifestation, you know, and you know, faith-based changes, you know, to the reality that you're living. They're based on what you're holding in your heart and mind, because I think that's real. And I think it works from something to do with like, you know, quantum physics, right? So, but I also like the name quantum because I think it sounds cool. But, you know, we are not using like quantum computers to trade. That's not out yet. You know, so this is just a name. Yeah.
Or tapping into the quantum realm in any sort of fashion. All right, got it.
I mean, you tapped into the quantum realm just to be here in this private quantum club, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the name. So we basically got the name because I like the name, and so it's a good name, I think, you know.
All right, everybody else ask questions. I'll stop hogging.
Yeah, so somebody else is asking. So hold on a second here. Let's okay. So somebody said I've just does it work worldwide? Yes, but most of our business is going to be done in the States. So there's a couple things I didn't cover. For example, in the States, we're going to have, when we do the big reveal, we'll have financing for people that have a certain kind of a credit score, right? We're not going to have financing all over the world, particularly in the beginning. But that's available for product purchases for people that want the product because they want to buy the product. We want to emphasize that people are not required to buy the product. There's other ways to qualify to earn commissions here, make a sale, you know. And so for people that want to buy the product, they can, you know, get financing if they have decent credit, you know, 620 or above. And internationally, we're not doing that, right? So people would have to have cash, right? And so there's also some countries internationally where much fewer people have money. You know, so for example, if you try to sell something for you know, multiple 5 figures, you know, in a very poor country, you could sell it to a few people, right? But the vast majority of the population, that's kind of outside their range. In the United States, that's pretty much going to be in the range of a big, gigantic section of the middle class, right? So in the United States, there's a way bigger customer base, and in Canada particularly, also in places like England, any first world country, you're going to have a bigger customer base for higher ticket stuff. And if you're international, you say, well, I'm not, I live internationally. Well, we would encourage you on a product basis to do marketing, to participate in marketing to countries that have more money. Because just because you're in a country, right, that has no resources or very little, like for example, Venezuela, you would not want to market this to Venezuela for any reason, right? Maybe you could make a sale or two. I had a girl I was dating for a while from Venezuela. They're just very poor down there because of what's going on with the communist government and everything like this, and the currency collapsing and hyperinflation, right? So not very smart. Costa Rica, you could sell some, right? But it's not going to be your biggest market. Your biggest market is going to be like the States, Canada, right? Places like England, places like this, if that makes sense. Okay, so does it work worldwide? That was way long. Okay, I just joined. What have I missed? We'll put the webinar replay in the members area. So I would just encourage you to watch this replay if you just joined. So we'll put this here. You just go to dashboard when you log into Quantum Club. And then you see this, join live calls, listen to team call recordings here, right? So we're going to put this, team call happening right now, right? Join here. That's how you joined, right? You saw this back here and you joined, right? So congrats. That's what you get for having a good tech person, right? So yeah, team call happening right now, where you'll be able to click on this tomorrow, and this replay will be here. All right, let me go through some more questions. We have got 5 more minutes of questions. Okay, so is financing available? Yes, I answered that. Yeah, Darren is a fantastic guy. Yeah, he does. He brings tons of value. I highly encourage you to follow Darren. And again, Austin, watch the replay. Why do we need affiliates? Reginald. Well, Reginald, so why do we need affiliates? I like building affiliates, right? I like it. This is what I do, right? So I like building affiliate teams. So I like it. And it's also a way to bring a lot of sales and create a lot of results for all of you, because I don't think any of you have really had an opportunity quite like this, to be honest. I think this is unique, we covered that, Austin. Just watch the replay. Do we have an official Facebook group? Let me make one. Hold on a second here. I got to go here. I'll do this Facebook. All right, hold on a second here. I got this page, but we're not really doing anything on the page yet. Groups. All right, hold on a second here. All right. How do I make, create a new group? All right, so Quantum Club AI, Truth Privacy. Let's see here. All right, we'll do this visibly. I'll make it, no, not gonna do that. Visible. All right, hold on. Create. And then I'll make the link, and we'll make this the Facebook group. So if that makes sense, we'll do that. That was a fantastic idea, by the way. I'm glad that you gave me that feedback. See, I do respond to feedback. Okay, so what we'll do, let me get this set up. I've got to set up the URL and everything like this. So let me get this stuff set up. Okay. And for now, if you guys want to join the group, here's the link, right? And I will get this to the coder who built the site and have it put it in the footer of the site or in the fast start or something like this. Well, that's where we'll probably put it. We'll probably put it in the fast start. So yeah, welcome to the group. So you've got it in the chat. Everybody has about 1 minute to click on it, and then we're going to end this. Is there any final questions that any of you have? Feel free to raise your hand. You're welcome to come out and ask personally if you want to ask personally. Anybody?
Will there be other products in the future, David?
There might be. We don't know. No. Right now, we want to keep it simple because it's easier to get going. I foresee there needing to be at a certain point. And that really depends on how big we get. Hey, look, things can happen. How big do I think this will get? I think that we'll definitely do 100 million in sales. I think that's going to happen. Do I know we'll do 1 billion? I don't know that. Right? We could, right? And it depends on a lot of things. So we'll see when we hit our growth. I don't like going and saying this is going to be the next $1 billion thing, because maybe you know what I mean. Let's do a good job, and make a lot of sales and see what happens, right? And really help a lot of people, because if we can help the people that buy the product, because we're helping them get results. And then we can help the affiliates make money. You know, who are actually building, right? Because obviously you got to build something to make money from it, right? And if you build it, the commissions will come, right? So if we help get the affiliates make a lot of money, and we help the customers get a fantastic result, then we're going to feel good about what we're doing, and we can make more money from that, right? So in the meantime, right, we just do the best we can with what we've got. Yeah. So when we get to that spot where it becomes important you know, it becomes important for us to launch new products, we'll have to make sure that we're launching products that are good. For now, I know what we're doing is we're adding, for example, different algorithmic trading systems to the technology that we're already selling. So we are going to be doing that, right? But I mean, as far as totally new products, you know, that'll be something coming down the pike. Anyway, it has now been an hour. He said, John said, please summarize what you're willing to say about the product. John, I already did, right? If I can come up with a written summary, right? We are selling algorithmic trading, artificial intelligence technology, where people are trading in their own brokerages, managing their own funds, right? That has had a history of, we'll just say it's been doing 5 to 10% a month. Really, it's been doing over 10, right, for years. So yeah. Oh, it's trading in the Forex markets. The algorithmic trading is, right? Forex markets are more stable. They're easier to trade for algorithmic trading. So, all right, everybody. And we're not teaching trading. We want to be clear. We are not teaching trading. We're not selling trading courses. We are selling a tool that does trading automated for the people that are using it, right? They set up the settings, and it just goes and it places the trades, it closes them. If their account ever drops too much, it just shuts all the trades down. So it prevents people from doing that, from losing, you know, the entire amount of money they have. If it places some bad trades, it'll just close all the trades down, right? So there's some cool technology that we've got, and yeah, you'll see it in the big reveal. So that's about the summary, right? Appreciate all the questions. Appreciate all you being here. We will be here at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Thursdays, and perhaps next week we will do a training about TikTok. This week, let's focus on Facebook. We get some people in through Facebook, have them do the same thing, have them bring some people in, have them do some same thing. All have new swipe and everything like this. And I appreciate you for being here. I will see you on the beaches of the world, and I'm looking forward to helping everybody make a lot of money. Bye-bye.